So, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the awards ceremony for the Under-16s Highfield Grange End of Season Awards. 2 metres away from me I've got my co-host Matthew Case, and we have Chris Williams, who sadly couldn't be here. Hope you're all doing well on lockdown. Not ideal to have to do this, obviously massive faff for us, but it should be quite funny. So to kick things off, we're going to have a welcome from Club Chairman Gary Pennington. So, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Highfield Grange End of Season Awards at here, St Matthew's in Highfield Grange. I know this is your favourite bit, me talking about how fantastic I am and what a great chairman I am. Shh! Obviously, a bit of a disappointing end to the season. It's been difficult with this COVID-19 going on, you know. It's overwhelming, you know. I was overwhelmed earlier this season when somebody put a dead bird in one of the bins over at Oldham's Fold. The dirty bastards. It was full of maggots. It was everywhere. It was spilling out. Why not just lob it in there? Anyway, enough about that. We're going to hand you over to the Under-16s now. Matthew and Liam, they're going to say a few words. Go on, chaps. So, Gary Pennington for you there. So we're going to start off and have a little bit of a discussion of the season so far. Things we did well, first of all. What do you think?
Things we did well as a coaching staff.
no, as a team.
It's
all about the group.
Generally speaking, in terms of I suppose the first thing that you would go to talk about would be results and things like that. Performances early on in the season. Really good, and we spoke a few times about how we'd maybe lost a couple of games, 3 games I think by 1 goal, and we were kind of left thinking maybe that little bit extra and we'd have potentially won them games, and I think we ended up turning around that sort of that mentality where we was nearly winning games to actually turning them games into wins.
A lot of close games, yeah.
A lot of close games, and I think what was really important for us is we wanted to be part of a season where it was competitive. There's nothing worse than turning up and knowing you're going to get battered 10-0 every week, which has happened to us before. But then, for me, I don't think we get much out of battering a team 10-0 either. It's about being competitive. I'd say generally this season was that. Loads of close games, loads of hard-fought games. And very rarely, if ever, we came away thinking, we've kind of let ourselves down. That wasn't the performance we wanted. The only time I could say that we would ever have done that was the Orford game, probably, where we lost by more than 1 goal. Give us a bit of a good hiding. We were quite a decent team we played on. It was like a freezing cold day on the all-weather pitch in Orford, and then we played them the week after that. Yeah, identified a few issues. Some magnificent coaching, tactical analysis, but more so the lads just bouncing back and giving a top performance, and we actually beat them the week after. Yeah, I think that was probably the best achievement that we've actually done this year.
With some terrible refereeing as well.
Yeah,
legged up, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, no red card. Never seen anything like it.
There was some outrageous stuff going on, and the lads kept their heads this year when there was anything like that. Yeah, kept their heads. Some more difficult keeping their heads than others, as I'm sure you know who we might be referring to. But generally they've all stuck up for each other as well and showed good team spirit, and that's kind of one of the things that's probably more important to us than anything. Really, more important than winning the game 2-1 is sort of the attitudes that we're showing whilst we're doing that. That's a key thing, and hopefully that's something that the lads will take on beyond football. That they'll take it into their lives and that together, what they've learned from this team as well, and what you learn every season, really. They're the key things.
I think we missed handbags on the car park after that game as well, because we were packing the bags up.
What was the handbags?
Handbags on the car park, a bit of shouting we heard and some effing and blinding.
Oh, there was, yeah. I think the usual characters we may be involved in a little bit of push and shove. I'll let you guess again who that might have been.
Speaking of that game, my candidate for goal of the season was that game, Matt, and his overhead kick into the top bins.
Yeah, outrageous. There's been a few crackers, I have to say, Tom's let a few fly with that left peg.
Perler earlier in the season, I forgot who that was against, but that was from miles out.
There was one where one of them like he hit in that game against Runcorn where we got battered. We only had 10 players against Runcorn. They were a lot better than us anyway.
Yeah.
And Tom smashed one from about 40 yards. And I think he hit the bar, did he?
Yeah.
It's quite sad really to see that. To know that I'm 33 years old and there's like a 16-year-old lad that can hit a ball better than I ever have done.
Yeah, I think he's nearly broken my ankles a few times as well, trying to guard him in.
Liam should know, as he's often the makeshift goalkeeper at training, and has to face getting battered every week.
Much to the anger of Matt when I'm on his team. He gets really angry about that. So just want to talk about some of the players. So I'm going to go through the squad list. Thought because we're not at Highfield or anything, and we're on the we're not limited for time in the way that we are. Just thought I'd go through and just sort of discuss some of the players for a few sentences about the players and what they've achieved. So we'll start off with last name alphabetical order. So starting off with Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan. I think Morgan's probably again another season where he's either the top scorer or second.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a season gone by where Morgan's not been in the top 2 scorers. For me, it's been just good to see like Morgan's attitude, sort of maturity really. Morgan's always had like the ability, potentially the most gifted player that we've had. The almost uncoachable stuff that I can't coach him to do.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. Through his own ability and that. But it's just been good to see that like. When he may have been younger, getting frustrated with things and all that, he just got his head down and just stuck with it, and has turned that frustration into like desire and effort to sort of win the ball back and that. And he showed, although maybe we've asked him before, if he's wanted to be captain and stuff like that, and it hasn't really happened. It's sort of a leadership quality. When the team's up against it, work hard, and that's what Morgan's done this year.
I think Morgan gets kicked a lot. Because they see how skillful he is, and they see he's a bit smaller than everybody else, and he gets kicked a lot. And maybe a couple of years ago, that's when frustration would have crept in. And I think the last year or so, he started using the fact he's being kicked to make him more determined to do better in the game and grow into the game a lot. I think as well, something that he's saying about Morgan is he's at every training session, he's at every game, never misses it, and I think that's. Shouldn't be overlooked when you think he's not just naturally talented, it's come from a desire to play and be there every week.
I definitely have that, like in some ways, like even as a good thing, Morgan's like a selfish player in some ways, in the fact that he just wants the ball, like you know what I mean, like I'm sure I don't think Morgan could possibly walk past a football without kicking it.
Exactly,
he just wants to be on it all the time. And I'm sure he's done nothing but kick balls around the house through this lockdown non-stop, and that's just someone who loves football, really. That's ace.
Jack Boswell.
Jack's like a great character to have around, and you know what I mean. He's proper funny and that. But clearly, like one of the fittest players I think in the team as well.
You can put him in those wing back positions where he's got to get up and down the entire time.
Versatile as well. Someone who we've started trusting more with like corners and free kicks and stuff like that. So his delivery is like some of the best that we probably have within the team. I think maybe Jack's like suffered from being able to play a few positions. We've played him up front this season. I think we lost that game. It was probably a mistake from our part. You know what I mean? But it's someone we've like trusted to have a go at many positions and stuff. And maybe the fact that he is that has meant that he's sort of found himself on the bench because you can interchange him with people. I know that has been frustrating for him this season. We've had to like speak to him about that and sort of explain it, and probably made some mistakes ourselves with that. Sort of the easiest person to maybe bring off is the person that fits into the squad rotation the best, and we had to kind of explain that wasn't anything to do with the quality or anything that we thought about him and stuff.
It's just that he can be used anywhere.
And maybe that's something that we we did make a mistake with that and started doing that a little bit too much and stuff. But for me, this is his best season for me. And I know Chris particularly always mentions like what a top player is. I know he does like always mentions how reliable he is, and I totally agree with that.
Oliver Cornish.
well, funny. Just funny, innit? Like
Oliver Cornish nearly got me put on a list when we was driving to a game to Warrington, and he was shouting things at girls out of a window.
You're already on that list, aren't you?
Pardon?
You're already on that list.
Yeah, I'm already on that list. Yeah.
The funniest thing that we saw was like last season.
Yeah.
Where Oliver did he get a book from the ref by just screaming? Someone was just.
It was at Orford last season. Lad threw on goal. Oh no, it wasn't at Orford. It was somewhere in Warrington though. Lad threw on goal. 1-on-1 against the goalkeeper. He screams ah, and then gets. Give a penalty at first until I got the rule book out and said that's actually an indirect free kick.
The ref tried to give a penalty for Oliver screaming at a striker whilst the ball was in play. Like
I love it. I love Oliver's defensive style. So he's not a Virgil van Dijk ball at the feet kind of player. He's got a very simple philosophy of defending, which is the ball goes back to whichever direction it came. You know, it could be nobody around him, ball at his feet, it's going that way. Yeah, and you've got to love that simplicity.
And I think maybe over the years one of the things that we've probably been guilty of, either as a team by having a bunch of small lads at a time being a bit soft, or probably more so from me coaching and being soft generally. Oliver's just one of them people that's give us like that strength and aggression and stuff.
A bit of meat in the pasty, would you say?
A bit of meat in the pasty, in the Cornish pasty, absolutely, and good, solid, reliable player that's fully committed into every tackle, and that's what you want, isn't it?
Not seen him much this season, disappointingly, but Ryan Derbyshire.
Yeah, Darbs is someone that's like been with us like since day one, as Morgan has as well. Since I started at under 10s, Ryan was already there. Give us some of like the most memorable moments over the years, but sadly he's not been able to do it this year due to injury and stuff. Obviously Kate's been involved through the whole thing as well, which has been very helpful, helping us with the money and all that sort of stuff. But it's always been good to have Ryan coming back, for them short spells, whether it be at training or games. Just like a fantastic lad to coach. Easy to talk to. I'm sure he's like a good mate to have for all the lads. Very talented player on the ball as well. It's just injuries just done him really. Yeah. That's the thing. Very talented. Someone that sort of would always trust to beat him on from 20 yards as well.
Any free kick in our own half at under 11s, Ryan takes that and goes for goal. Yeah, including a memorable one at Ashton that put us up. Remember that? Just from just in front of the centre circle.
Smash one in from the. I remember him scoring the winner back against Cherrybrook back in the day. Yeah. Was that? And then he scored the winner against that Ormskirk team where I reffed it and then got abused. I was reffing it. He scored the winner.
Give disgrace, you lad! Give disgrace!
I know. I got called like every name under the sun, and I probably deserved every one, to be honest. But yeah, Ryan scored the winner and I wasn't allowed to celebrate. So great memories.
Yeah, and then you call the match off because it got too dark with 10 minutes left. And
the most controversy in 10 minutes football's ever seen.
Next up, Matthew Dean.
Dino's got like some of the most skillful feet within our team. Both left and right foot. He's obviously not one of the biggest lads, he's absolutely stick thin. But that doesn't seem to affect him at all for me.
Low centre of gravity, you can't knock him off the ball.
Yeah, he scored some crackers this year as well. Yeah. You can see someone that's really developing through developing physically, getting bigger and stronger and stuff. And I'm sure that he's someone that you can see when he reaches this full adult size, he'll be like a top player. Yeah. When he reaches that as well.
Good amateur level, non-league player.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, funny lad to have around. Sort of never really gets too excited about stuff. Always just might score a worldie and just be like.
The only time I ever see him excited is when I'm on his team in the net and
he just goes mad.
He gets really angry.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough, that though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But honestly, really top technical player. Someone that's we've probably done the same training drill over and over about how you receive the ball in a particular way, and it's what you see professionals do, how it opens up the pitch and you can start like passing the ball well, and he's got that technical sort of nous really, you know, that's plain to see, like, so yeah, it's been great to see him this year as well. We had a top season.
Liam Duff,
where do you start? Like, I tell all my mates about like all the funny things that have happened to me over the years in this team, and that's probably 9 out of 10 of them have been just Liam, to be honest with you. Whether it be calling me things that he shouldn't have called me, and I had to ban him for weeks.
Nonce.
Yeah. Or like him saying things to other teams and that. But I mean, yeah, I suppose I'm starting off on like what's arguably like a negative thing, into having to like manage his behaviour and stuff, which I'm sure you'll know is like tough to do.
I'm traumatised. I've been traumatised.
Absolutely traumatised. Like, I'm glad that I'm in with him, because hopefully, like, if I get in a few sticky situations on Latics away days in future, I'm sure him and all his mates will be getting me out of it. I would imagine it's good to be in with the bad lads, isn't it?
Yeah. Top Liam moment, probably breaking the window at Hawkley Hall. That was
Funny,
fun to deal with.
Well, let's talk about like the things that, you know, Liam's so committed when he comes on the pitch, like committed, and that
run for a bit more.
Yeah, he just literally just like, he's like a rabid dog, and he just running after people, even like sort of chasing after people he'll never catch. He just does it though.
Yeah.
And that's a sort of commitment. Liam as well, like, it honestly does lead by example in the way that we try to get people to come out the shells and stuff. Yeah. And sort of like speak up and be strong and be a character. Liam's not even got a shell. He's never even had one. So and that to me, it's like, you know, we've wanted like Liam to be there more really, and sort of be involved more, because I wanted to be able to say like, look at Liam, like, look at him, and if he'd have been there, we could have played him more, and it would have been sort of really beneficial and stuff. But obviously that couldn't happen because of like circumstances with him and not being able to get there and stuff.
He's really grown up though the last 2 years.
Yeah, proper months. Enjoy talking to him. It's funny, like giving him a lift in the car and stuff, like just proper hilarious. One of like the massive characters in the team. You know, he's obviously not up there with like technical ability, but he's gone from someone that's played in goal for us to coming out of goal, and someone that's like commitment and character, all of those things that play like a vital part, you know, of having the team. It's no good having just technical ability without sort of grit and determination and just like character to, like, you know, see the way he tries to like lift the team and stuff, and that if he can see the goal, he'll be like, and in some ways that's a captain's attitude, that unfortunately we can't give him captain's attitude if like we're trying to get him out of trouble all the time. But
if you tell him refs to F off and get him sent off, then, you know, who knows.
Yeah, but like honestly, like he's a lad with proper good character and stuff,
and a nice person as well. A nice person.
I'm looking forward to receiving a few pints from him in future, seeing how well we've looked after him over the years. Like
Jack Gower.
What an addition. Gower's been like, you know, it's his first season for us. Scored quite a few goals and that. Rapid player. Yeah, strong. Strong player, really strong lad. You know, he's bigger built than both of us. Like,
put together.
Not hard, I suppose. You can tell he's someone that really, really loves his football, and he's like proper committed to playing, desperate to play football all the time. And it's that attitude, you know, I'm sure that, you know, any team that he decides to play for in future, that he'll be like a top addition. So that team as a striker, I know like the lads have taken to him really well in that sense. Like, you know, someone that can give us that, you know, like an aerial threat when we like throw the ball to him and he can like edit and stuff.
You can tell he's trusted by his teammates. You know, sometimes new lads come in and you don't get the ball past them as much because they're not trusted yet by the teammates. But with Gower, there hasn't been any of that because his talent's so easy to see.
Yeah. It's rare, to be honest with you. Rare that for someone to come in and have that effect. Really, it is rare.
I've had a few more dealings with Gower because Gower is the one that texts me to say just one word, pathetic, when training's called off because of the weather.
He's got you on speed dial.
He's got me on speed dial, so any issues, he's not shy about coming forward.
I respect that though, to be fair, you know. At the end of the day, if you're not texting me and you're texting Liam giving him stick, then I'm alright with that, to be honest. And clearly wants things to work well for the team.
Yeah.
You know,
He's a winner, isn't he? Got winner
definitely,
mentality.
absolutely. Like
Reece Hazelden.
I don't know what to say about this lad. I think we should let you talk about him, and then it'll just be proper cringe. Like
Reece, known him since he was that big. Great, just really committed player, quiet lad in the team. He's won a few Parents Players and Players, won Players Player last year. Great defender, always never shy about getting into the tackle. Always seems to get himself hurt and injured, which is unfortunate because he's a bit soft. Maybe I blame the parents for that.
I'll add about Reece, like really committed defender, really quick, like sort of on the cover. So like, say if someone's missed defensive challenge or something, you can rely on Reece as the one that's going to be like getting you out of trouble, basically.
Yeah, his football intelligence, I think, is the key to that, because it gives him a few feet start on other players because he can anticipate what's going to happen.
And in some ways, as I said before, like the things what I said about Morgan, I can't really coach what Morgan's good at because he's better at them than I ever have been.
Yeah.
Like still now better than me.
Yeah.
But like Reece is someone that I think, like, as a coach, you kind of get the opportunity to like see the game from a distance and try and coach them things to get into your mind and think about, make the game a bit easier for yourself.
Yeah.
And for me, like Reece is someone that kind of you can see, whether it's from me or whether he just got that anyway.
Yeah.
That he's got that intelligence and stuff.
Yeah. He's a quiet lad as well without being shy. I think that's
And at the end of the
difference,
day, so mature, like someone that I've given a lift to a few times when Liam's not been able to make it. Just such a polite top adult. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's probably the best parent in your house, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Moving on. Speaking of maturity, we'll go on to Lucas Heap.
Yes, maturity, bang on. He's got that rugby upbringing, where he calls everyone sir and stuff But I feel like calling him sir. Again, Lucas, absolutely well hard. Changes the dynamic of the team every time that he plays. As in, like, he makes us a stronger team. He makes us a team that's less likely to be bullied.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
If we're trying to manage the team and maybe like they're taking the mick a little bit, I'm finding a training session difficult to deal with. If Lucas is there, it's easy because he starts telling them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, I'm sure at 16 you might think, oh, that means Lucas is being like a teacher's pet or all that sort of stuff, because it's pretty cool to be like that when you're 16, giving people stick like that. But that's the sort of attitude that when you're just being grown up, to be honest, you're just being an adult.
Just wants to be the best team we can be, and that's something we wouldn't normally let people come and join for a few months and then go away again. But I think with Lucas, his commitment when he was here was and his levels were so high that it's not something we wanted to lose. So he is a key part of the team, even though he only played over the winter period.
Definitely. Yeah.
Next up, goalkeeper Jake Hewitt.
Jake's been fantastic, hasn't he? Like, I think someone that's like come in, maybe like been a little bit shy to start with, and basically someone that filled in after we lost our other keeper. We like a bit of wheeling and dealing in the transfer window, and we got him like signed within like a day, I think.
Deadline day transfer.
And he came in and obviously our other keeper was decent, so it's sort of something to step into. And I think Jake's more than done that. I think this season particularly is like his improvement on like kicking has been amazing. Top goalkeeper, he seems pulling off the saves in training all the time. It's one of them, like as a keeper, you've got no one else to compare yourself to, have you, in the team, and it's sort of sometimes an unsung thing. And we always say this, that like if you're a striker and you get 10 chances and you miss 9 of them but you score the winner, you're a hero. No one ever remembers the 9 that you missed, but if you're a keeper and you miss 9 saves, you've conceded 9 goals, like they remember that. So it's one of them positions where
it's a bit thankless, really, isn't it?
It's pretty difficult to be the one like having all the glory and stuff. So it's like really important that you acknowledge that what an important role that Jake's played in that, because if your keeper's rubbish, you really do notice it. And if you don't notice your keeper, probably doing something well. You know what I mean? And he's been great. Like
I think the thing that's impressed me most about Jake is that he's worked on his position on his own. In a way, we've kind of failed him a little bit because we're so busy with the rest of the team, and his position is so unique that he's had to work on his own, and he's improved so much on his own without much input from us. I think that's been the most impressive thing about Jake, that he has managed to go out and learn his position and to do well on it on his own.
They're the things, I suppose. Anything in life like that, isn't it? You know, if you're going to get better at it, you can't just rely on someone else teaching you. It is about going out and trying to get better yourself, isn't it? So Jake's definitely done that, and he's a top lad to have around me as well. He's one of them lads that you kind of like think I'll be having a pint with him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. On to one of the new boys again, Nathan Jolly.
Yeah, Nathan as well. Like, I think it's probably been a bit more difficult than Gower coming into it, for example.
He'd never played before.
Yeah, we'd not played for a while. Certainly, Gower was like hot out of the team straight away, wasn't he? Nathan's like, I think he's someone that doesn't actually understand his own ability. To me, he doesn't understand what he's good at yet. He isn't one of the most technically gifted players, in the team. But he's a solid, committed, hard defender, and I don't think he realises his own physical strength at all.
No, and I don't think he realises how much we trust him at the back.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we know he's not going to shy at the challenge. He's not going to duck a ball. He used to play rugby, Nathan, and you can really tell that he used to play rugby because he's not shy about getting stuck in, and there's no fear, which from somebody who's probably personally shy, I don't think he understands that. He's a great player. I think it's just having that confidence to.
It's one of those things that you'd want to like work as a coach as well, to sort of bring that out of him, of like the personality side out of him, and bring that sort of belief in himself out. Hopefully, like saying these things on video helps. You know what I mean? Like every player's trusted in that, but he's got particular skill, and I think as a footballer, you tend to, as you grow up, you tend to realise the things that you're stronger at. You know what I mean? And there is skills of being a committed defender and being strong and stuff, and getting stuck in. The more he focuses on doing that, the better he'll be.
With Barry Liptrot.
Bazza, Bazza's been another good addition to the team. New addition again. He's someone that's like, obviously he's spent a lot of time on the bench, as Nathan has as well, being a new player
coming in.
You can see with Barry that like the fitness levels that he's got like very high. I'm sure as someone as he develops physically and fills out a bit, if you add like your physical fitness to like sort of, and you grow into your frame like sort of thing, that it'll be great. And you can tell that he's someone that actually does have belief in himself getting better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's got a lot of confidence, hasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
And it always impressed me, his running is unbelievable. Actually, he can sprint 3 laps of the pitch that we're getting him to do for warm up and not even be out of breath at the end of it.
Is at the front in the warm up every single time.
Yeah.
And that to me,
it sets the tone as well for the session. What he's trying to do.
Again, that's something maybe is like a regret from me, that like sometimes we allow the some of the better players are like sort of jogging around the back and stuff. They should be the ones that are in front of Barry, really. You know what I mean? They should be they should be setting that tone, and Barry sets the tone for that. And that's a sign of someone who's come in and thinking, do you know what? This is what I'm best at, so I'm just going to show I'm best at this. Absolutely. It's great, that.
Big D, skipper, Dan Norton.
Yeah, Dan, great lad. Proper defender. Someone that's like really, keen on sort of the vocal, maybe coaching side of things as well. You can see someone that's going to develop into that. Yeah. But like a good, solid defender. That does want to get on the ball and stuff as well, and just wants to like be involved in everything at the back. I think someone that we've given captaincy to over the years due to just commitment, to be honest with you. Someone that's clearly like wanting to do the right things for the team and be that sort of committed team player that he's been. Strong, some of the performances that I've seen him give, like over the years, defensively, have been top. Someone that's like sort of who would like come to me and like speak to me and say like, have we thought about doing this? Have we thought about training in this way, or have we thought about tactically doing that? And that's someone that is, clearly like has got the. He's not doing it saying, have you thought about putting me up front?
Yeah.
He's thought about just simply, have we thought about doing this tactically?
Yeah, he's got a very analytical approach.
Yeah, the reason that he's doing that is because he wants the team to win.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he goes home and he takes it on board, and I know that it bothers him when we lose.
So, little continuity error here. We've just discovered that the camera stopped recording as we were talking about Dan, but good lad.
Good lad, yeah. I think we'd got to the end of what we were saying about Dan there, but yeah, it's been had a brilliant lad to have had around through all of the seasons and stuff, and had another good season this time out.
Next up, Harvey P. Pennos, top bins.
Top bins, Pennos. No Penno, no party.
No Penno, no party.
No Penno, no party. He's a great character to have around, Penno.
I can second that, yeah.
Great character. Really like committed, strong, aggressive player. Someone that always like as well is wanting to get on the ball as well. So we've moved him positions to play more in centre mid.
Centrally, yeah.
From like defence, we had him in defence for like his strength and aggression there. We've had him into centre mid because we've trusted his like football ability as well on the ball. Yeah. Got himself a couple of goals, Annie, this season.
Yeah,
I think.
Yes, yeah. Always in there. Likes getting a shot off from long range.
I can tell that he's a lad that people like having round. People listen to him.
Yeah.
Definitely like a leader. He's kind of like a captain without an armband.
Yeah.
For me, he's someone that he's always like quick to raise concerns with how we're doing things, but like it's a positive thing for me because he clearly cares about how the team's doing. He's not just asking us to change things for his own benefit. He's asking us to do things for the team. So he's very analytical with like tactics and stuff like that. I had to pull him up a couple of times for raising those concerns during a training session. Which is a difficult time. But
it is difficult trying to run a training session when everybody's up in arms about playing back three. But I will say our goals conceded was a lot better this season because we went to a back three. So
ultimately, we turned out to be right and tactical geniuses, I think. But we'll say that. But it's someone that you can have a debate with, like an adult as well about it. Though I'm sure we all of the football fans watching this will know of those players that was like been in the dressing room and willing to criticise the manager and stuff like, but doing it again like in the right way. And you can tell he's someone that goes home and thinks about it and stuff, and that's someone that just cares about the things that they're doing in their life, whether it be football or not. That's a good quality to have. You can tell that like he's got older brothers, I think, as well. The way that he is and stuff.
It's definitely something. It's toughened him up in a few ways. His brother's sort of being the youngest. You have to sort of fight your corner, don't you? You can see that in the.
And you can also see that he's got the sort of the ability to vocalise things like his dad, and he's got the aggression of his mother. You know what I mean?
What was that at Orford? And somebody went to hit.
It was to hit Harvey, some lad,
and obviously most parents like don't fight, guys, don't fight, and Sean was like, don't back off, Harvey.
Give him a dig, like, and
go on.
Respect to that, definitely.
I can only admire that kind of attitude.
Yeah, you can tell that, like, say if there was a kick-off or anything like that in a game, Harvey's first one in, and not just to
because he likes fighting. It's not because he likes fighting. It's because he's got everybody's back, and I think that's
good mate to have that.
Definitely. Next up, Dylan Stanley.
Yeah, Dylan's been like a relatively new addition to the team in the grand scheme of things. Like we've not been here that long, but another good, committed, solid, no nonsense defender in a sort of Oliver Cornish style.
A bit more laid back than Oliver in personality wise.
Yeah, more laid back, but someone that I find quite easy to coach.
Yeah.
So if there's someone that I can have a conversation with, someone that's like, you know, if he doesn't understand what it is that we're telling him to do, he says that he doesn't understand it, which is a quality to have, like, rather than being quiet and just like sort of just trying to get on with it and not knowing what it is. You know, is someone that you can speak to and try and get your points across. Again, another solid good team player. Someone that I think is like particularly good in the air, I think as well. You know, from like corners and stuff like that, is someone that he's brave. You know what I mean? He's brave to get his head on stuff, and that is something that we've tried to coach into people. Obviously, we're trying to coach kids, and bravery is something that's difficult to do. You know, he's someone that leads by example in that sense, I would say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Probably the one I'd most like to go for a pint with. I think I get the impression that he's a lot more grown up than a lot of people in the team. And
seems quite well read, doesn't he? You know what I mean? I bet he's like...
but he's got the best record collection. The coolest record collection.
He's cool in here, to be fair, so I'll give him that.
Next up, James Sumner.
Jimmy, like he's class lad to have around, you know, absolutely rapid. Someone that we've played like up front and on the wing and that I'm still not kind of sure which the best position is, to be honest with you. Work rate is very high again, like, you know, showing commitment in that sense. Strong lad as well. Without a doubt, his attribute is pace, isn't it? Like, he's absolutely rapid. You know, I think he was the first lad that I realised that had gone faster than me. In the team, which was annoying.
He's been on a bit of a journey, James. Actually, I think he was, when I first joined the team at under 11s, he was probably, he won't mind me saying this, but he was probably a little bit soft and a little bit, you know, a little bit timid.
I'll say he was in the potentially in the bottom 3 weakest players, as in. Technically speaking, as well, like
and he's in now. He's catapulted himself into one of the better players in the team, and I think that's again, it's a testament to how often he turns up, how hard he works, how many games he's at, and you know, he has developed as a player and as a person as well.
There's been games, I think, like friendlies, he's scored hat-tricks and stuff before, and you wouldn't, you know, he's a lad that sort of we've maybe like put in positions that there's. You can kind of, you've been able to hide away from making mistakes and stuff, or have a position that's not really like a game-winning position in the past, to someone that we've put in game-winning positions, and that he's won games for us and stuff in the past, and you know, he's that just shows a level of maturity that he's found both like as a lad and as a footballer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, been great to see that for me, and probably, you know, one of the best achievements, personally speaking, I think, to see someone improving so much. That's what I want to see.
Perfect. JT, Rodders.
Rodney Trotter. And Jack Taylor. He's he's like calling like the White Vieira. Don't we? Because like, he's just an absolute destroyer in centre mid. I think if he's someone that I find quite easy to like take the mick out of, because his dad, Chris, does that all the time as well. And I think we could do a thing now, like where we cut to Chris to say something potentially about him. So
I'll let you know if he ever answers his phone. There might be something in it.
Chris, I don't know what he's up to, like, but we'll probably cut to something funny what Chris says about him now. But you know, he's a lad that has been there since before me. A lad that's been always someone that's been like one of the top performers within the team, someone that's always, you know, been heavily relied on by the team, that someone's, you know, we always look to him to like lead for us in his performances. He's obviously shy, doesn't say much.
His work rate is...
It speaks for itself, that, doesn't it? You know, there's all different characters within the team, people that shout a lot, people that don't. Jack's not a shouter. In fact, I can't deny that like I go mad at him in training about open your mouth. Do you know what I mean? And it's still something that we're trying to work on. Do you know what? You can be quiet all your life, and it doesn't mean that you can't be confident with what you're doing.
No.
It doesn't mean that you can't achieve anything at all. You don't have to be shouting or have loads of bravado.
Yeah.
You know, He's just someone that solidly gets about doing his job, scores a worldie. You're trying to tell him that it's one of the best goals I've seen in months, and he just goes. He's not into the sort of glory and all that sort of thing. And it's a good quality that.
Yeah, and it's good quality from Man United fans as well. Thomas Turner.
Yeah, I think spoke about him briefly before, didn't we? About what an amazing left foot he's got. Great addition to the team. Fantastically talented, technical player. Enjoyed coaching him. I think he's our top scorer this season.
Think so. I've not got the stats, but that'd work out. Yeah.
Potentially so. It's him or Morgan, isn't it? Scored some absolute amazing goals this season. He's one of them that's he deserves his own YouTube reel
clip,
just for this season
with some grime music on it.
Probably grime music. I won't want to get into. You can do the music, Liam.
Yeah, a bit of H on it.
But without a doubt, been a fantastic player this season who we've relied on. He started as a left winger. We realised the ability that he had in front to score goals, and we've moved him further forward to get in them goal scoring positions more. I think that was the right thing to do.
Deliveries from corners,
free
kicks.
Yeah, just got the lot on in that left foot, and it's been great to see how he's improved in that sense as well. He's stepped up to be a vital player in the team.
Great hair as well.
Great hair. Best hair?
Best hair.
Yeah.
Best hair. So before we get into the individual player awards, we've got a special award here of a bottle of Prosecco, which I know she'll appreciate, for Kate. Kate's been somebody behind the scenes at the club that's done a lot. She's always kept an eye on the emotional sort of undertones of the players and given us sort of advice on what's going on that we might have missed, that she's might heard listening on Ryan playing on his Xbox. But Kate's looked after all the money, even though Ryan's not been around the team much for the last 2 years. She's still kept that up, which is fantastic for somebody to do.
Anyone else would have probably said, I'm not doing it anymore.
Exactly. Yeah,
so it's amazing, really. Thanks very much.
No. So what a woman. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah, just I think maybe Kate be able to add something to this, but there is a bit of money left and that, so don't be scarpering off on a
holiday,
on a Caribbean cruise and that. But obviously we wanted to do an end of season thing properly, but we obviously can't do that at the moment, can we? So we're hoping that there will be some money left, I think.
Yeah.
To try and do something at some point in the future. So we will try and have a little get together at some point. We'll just have a word with Kate and see what there is left that we can do. But thanks very much, Kate.
So we go into the individual awards, starting off with the most improved player. And this season, the most improved player is Harvey Pennington. A few words about Harvey and most improved and why we chose him.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've touched on a few of the things previously. What we think about Harvey and stuff. The way why it's key that this is the most improved player is that we've decided to move him from that position of in defence to midfield. We've seen the technical ability that he's improved at, and the improvement into leadership. They were the things that we spoke about before, and they would be the things that we can see. If we look at the whole team, that he's really stood out in that in terms of improving in those things, which have been really key to us this time round.
Yeah, fantastic. I'd echo those comments. I know Chris would as well. I don't think there's much more to add other than he's had an impressive attitude on and off the pitch this year. And
very much so, yeah. So make sure you all show your appreciation. I think one of the last awards, it was the Players Award, it said Harvey Punington on, so hopefully
his dad sorted that out.
Hopefully his dad's been able to spell his own surname correct this time. But yeah, show your appreciation at this time for him.
Good stuff. We'll try and pause the videos to get a winner's speech. But okay, next up is the Coaches Award. And the winner of the Coaches Award is Jack Boswell.
Jack Boswell, well deserved. The reason that we've given Jack this award this year is because of, again, we spoke about the versatility of Jack, the things that we've asked him to do as part of the team, playing in different positions and stuff. Always got on with that, happily done so, always done everything well in that sense. As a coach, it's difficult to keep everyone happy. Certainly you can't keep them happy all the time, can you? And Jack's allowed us to, he's been that team player that deserves this award for me, because he's allowed us to do that. We've been happy to step forward into an up front role, wing, any various different position. He's been happy to do that. And we should be looking at a player that deserves this award, not just for individual brilliance, which he has got, but someone that's going to be that team player.
Absolutely. A few words from Bozza. Nice words from Bozza though. Next up, we're going to do Parents Player, and this is obviously voted by the parents for their favourite player of the season, and the Parents Player is Tom Turner.
Yeah, obviously the parents will have their reasons for that, but
Fans' favourite.
Best hairdo probably. I've enjoyed seeing his locks flowing as he's. But I think as a parent, potentially, you go in, you're being entertained hopefully on a Sunday, and often that's going to be entertained by someone that scores the most memorable goals, and that scores the most goals as well, and. It's undeniable. You can see the commitment and the aggression that he has as well to win the ball back. And people who are watching footy, they like seeing that, don't they? Yeah. They like seeing that committed player stuff. So
the talent, you can beat a player, you can run past him, and that's always the most exciting bit of football. Somebody being beaten and taking the ball into goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah. They've done some amazing things this year, so I think that's a well-deserved award, definitely.
Absolutely. And finally, the Players' Player Award, the most prestigious award because it's voted for by fellow players. And I don't mind saying this was a bit of a runaway winner. It was a very clear winner. It wasn't close like it has been in past years. And the winner of this one is Matthew Dean.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I think he's just been so reliable for the team. He's kind of stepped up to score more goals as well. Maybe we can take this opportunity to if anyone wants to say now, get on your little microphone and tell Matthew how much you love him with the players. I'm sure that'll be you'd love to do that.
I'm sure they're all queuing up
to do that, because you're all loud at training, you're all speaking up and stuff. So now's your opportunity to do that. But yeah, it's just about reiterating some of the things that we said before. Really, what we like about him: technically gifted player, someone that's so reliable, and clearly, if you win that award from your peers, you deserve it.
Absolutely. I think I'd like to add that I think sometimes I was a little bit surprised in that Dino won this, but then when I thought about it, I wasn't surprised at all, because if you're on a pitch with a player who works that hard and's always got the ball at his feet, never loses it, always available for a pass to get you out of trouble, I can understand why that player has been voted player's player. He might go about the game in a very quiet way, and doing the simple things very well, and I think that is the kind of player that would get recognised at the end of the season in the Players' Player Award. So well done to Dino.
Yeah, well done.
Cool. So just to finish it off, well done to all the winners, and I hope it's not been too terrible to watch our TV debut. Just want to finish off by making a little bit of an announcement, and that announcement is myself, Chris and Matthew have decided that we're going to be leaving the club, and we're not going to be coaching anymore. Variety of reasons for me. I've just got very, very busy in my personal life, and work and things like that, so I'm finding it very difficult to make training and games. I think some of you know that I'm coming in at 6 o'clock in the morning and getting to Runcorn for 9:30 in the morning. It's not an ideal way to live your life, especially as I'm getting a little bit older. So for me, it's probably the right time to call it a day for this, but I just want to say thank you to everybody, all the players that I've met. I think you're all, to a man, brilliant people. Very proud to know you. Some of the happiest memories of my life has been watching you guys play football. It's been an amazing experience, and seeing the way some of you have grown over the years from little boys into men has been a pleasure to watch. And you've all got a friend in me for the rest of your life. You know, if you ever need anything, just give me a call and I'll be there for you.
Nice words, Liam. Yeah, as you know, that I've not got a lad in the team, so I've had to dedicate Tuesday nights and Sundays and stuff against the wishes of my wife to do that. So we wanted, obviously it's something that wasn't going to last forever. It was about picking the right time to do it. I can't deny that what's going on with COVID-19 and stuff probably makes it a little bit easier to do it now, because returning might be quite difficult to do that, and I don't know what the future of the team's going to hold because of that too. Obviously the lads that are predominantly go to the same school, a lot of them, and they're going to potentially be going off to different colleges and stuff like that, and maybe this is a particularly key time where it might be difficult to get the team together. Obviously the lads are growing up and they may choose to want to spend the time doing different things. Obviously we hope that that's not the case, but it's about just taking a view on when is a decent time to stop it and when's not. Personally, I'm really proud of the fact that we've put together a team that was inclusive of all abilities, so we never turned anyone away because they weren't good enough. We asked them if there was a space in our team, we gave them the opportunity to do that, and what that meant was, although we may not have been the best team in the league throughout the 6 years I've been doing it, we were always able to put a team together. Very rarely was we unable to put 11 players out, which other teams weren't able to do that because they did turn players away. So I never want to find ourselves in a situation where we're not able to put a team out. And I'm particularly worried that maybe going on to 16 to 17 might become that little bit harder. And personally for me, when I'm not got a lad in the team, I know that I would find that very frustrating. And that's not to say that you won't be able to put a team together. That's not to say that. It's simply just to say that maybe it's a worry for me, and it's not something that I would want to be involved in that sense. I wouldn't want to do that. I'm trying to find the right time to finish it. Because I've not had a lad in the team, there's been times where I've thought, do I really want to continue doing this? Chris and Liam have given me the talk and taken more of the organising from off my hands, which has allowed me to enjoy the thing that I like most, which is the football side of things, which has kept me doing this for longer. Coaching is a challenge. It's not something that is great all the time. It's tough sometimes. Sometimes you don't get the commitment that you would always want. Sometimes I've not given the commitment that I should have given to. Difficult to fit in with busy lives as an amateur coach. So, I'm proud that ultimately that I think that we've found the right level of commitment and fun. I hope most lads have seemed to want to stay there, and I've enjoyed coaching all of them. It's when a lad wants to leave, it's something that has been really upsetting for us, and we've really thought, why does this lad want to leave? We don't want to lose them. Some of you have wanted to leave before, and we've kept you by talking to you, and hopefully we treated you well in that sense. And I would just hope that we have done our best for you, the players, throughout all this time, that you've known what we're about. Is we've treated you fairly. We've never been too angry with you, but we've disciplined you when we've had to get that commitment to create a winning team, or a team that's to be proud of. I think we've achieved that, and I think that you as players have done that as well. So thank you for that. Thanks for making it fun for us. I've loved some of the moments, and it honestly has been some of the best things that I've ever done in my life, without a doubt. So lucky to have done it with Liam, my mate, who I've been mates with.
Not done it with Liam, but coach the team with Liam.
That's a different story altogether. Well done for lightening the mood before getting emotional on that. To have coached with Liam and Chris, my friends that I've been mates with since I was a kid. You know, that's made it all the better. It's been a way of me spending time with my mates as well. So I hope, you know, obviously I'm addressing the players here, that I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that you've learned something from it. I hope that you take things from this in your footballing lives, sport, and into your lives beyond that as well. We've rewarded people who've put effort in, and it's not always just about rewarding talent. Hopefully you can take those things into your jobs in future and stuff like that. I hope the team continues to. I hope that someone maybe does step into that, and Liam will talk about that, maybe what the options are later on. But I'd love to come down and watch any of you play again, whether it be with this team or whether you play into an under-17s team elsewhere, or whether you play adult football. I'd really love to do that. Obviously I won't be committing to do it every week, but you know, because my wife would be going mad at that. But you know, it's I'd love to see that and see how you develop. I'd love to see you out, you know, in the pubs around Wigan. You know, all them pints that I've earned through all that hard work, I'll probably never have to buy a drink again. I would hope. But it'd be great to talk to you as adults as well in future. So we see, just about saying thank you to the players as well for your support and that. I'm going to address the parents as well. That thank you very much as well for supporting us through what we've tried to do. I know it's very easy for parents to just want their lad to be the main guy. You know, why is he on the bench and stuff like that. And I hope that you've seen that what we've tried to do is not just treat it as a football team that's only bothered about winning, but we're trying to teach them life lessons about sharing, you know, the opportunities that you get to play, that we've been inclusive and we've let some of the weaker players improve by playing more, and hopefully that we've taught them decent life lessons about commitment and stuff too. So, you know, it would have been very easy for you to say, my lad should be playing because he's better than that other lad. But I feel like you've supported us through most of the things that we've done, and coaching, sometimes the hardest thing can be to get the parents on side, and I feel like, generally speaking, I've had the parents on side through the entirety of what we've done since under 10s, and you've made the experience fun for me. So thanks to the players, thanks to the parents, and thanks very much to Liam and to Chris for being top mates through all this, and thanks very much to Gary as well for all his help as club chairman, everything that he's done in terms of organising and everything like that, and allowing us to do things the right way as coaches as well, which obviously we've not really known how to follow the rules that the FA requires. That Gary's helped us along in that sense. So it's been a fantastic journey for me. It's something that I've done as a hobby, not as a parent. So it's something I'll always remember, and I hope that all you, the players, and that, take it all with you, that you stay mates forever, and that you remember that what a good time it was when you was younger playing footy. Oh, if you remember that, and I see you out in Wigan sometime and say, Matthew, I enjoyed my footy, then that's it for me. I'm happy with that. Thanks.
Hi there, lads. Hope you're sort of keeping well and not playing too much computer games like Jack, trying to get outside a bit more. So where we've ended up, it's a bit of a shame we didn't get to finish the season. I thought we'd really looking forward to the last few games, especially on the back of that last performance, but it is what it is, I suppose. As you're probably aware from Matthew and Liam's messages or video, that we are calling it a day now. Now you're all sort of leaving school, and it's sort of a decision where it's a little bit tinged with sadness, but also look back and it's a lot of enjoyment. You guys, we've made some real progress with you guys, and there are downs, but most of it's been ups, and turning up for training and the games every weekend, it's been a real joy for me. obviously I've got my lad in the team, Jack, but more collectively I've, had some real fun, some really good times, and that's something we'll miss, but we sort of have to move on. So, in relation to sort of Jack, I think Jack's had he's been with the team now for 8 or 9 years. There's a few of you lads who've done that, and he's progressed really well. Lots of effort from him, a real trier, a real team player. I know he's got a lot of friends on that team that he's made for, hopefully for the rest of his life. And maybe you guys will continue playing together in the future. And hopefully, in a few years' time, we'll see you in the pub. I'll buy you a pint, and you can buy me one back. That'd be great. Okay, guys, so all the best anyway, and obviously we'll bump into you at some point. So just want to say, thanks for your, the memories we've had and the times together. It was great. It really was. Cheers, guys. Bye.